and welcome back. We are currently going to be playing with a little bit of everything. Today, we are going to be working on this. It's quite a project that I've been working on. It's mostly done, and by mostly done, I mean not at all done. It is a pyramid that is 300 by 300 and will end right there, and right there is the center of my world. So we walk over here, we should be able to see this right here is 0 0 at y equals 35. I did want to make it higher up, but realized after I made the base up there that I made it too low, even though they raised the height limit recently in that 1.18 update. Unfortunately, I started this before that, and so here we are, we're stuck with what we got. Our mission right now is really just to start removing these mountains, mostly because A, I need the stone. I ran out of it, and second thing is to get them out of the way so that we can actually continue to build this over. I actually started over here building this out. That is going to be right over here, and you can see how it starts to touch that mountain right over there, and that's going to be a challenge, mostly because I really don't have to remove the entire mountain. I'm just going to move most of it, but most of it is actually in the way. See, it actually stops right about there, and it goes under a little bit, and I really don't need to delete this mountain from the world. I could probably just leave this little sliver and it'll be fine, but I do kind of want to get it out of the way, just so that I don't have to worry about it. I already built this little support thing, so this right here is a corner, and every 5 blocks I'm placing a torch, so you kind of saw all those torches over there. I'm doing the exact same thing up there, but I'm actually separating these lanes, so I actually remove one of these torches and then keep going. It's a little bit wasteful in here, but I figured since they're ledges, the light, I don't know how light levels work exactly, but I'm pretty sure that's something to do with it, so we'll see. Over here, you can actually head up there. I can actually give you a wider view. So many jumps. So glad I have my pork chops in case I get hungry. So I've been playing this world for a good minute now. It is a Realms, and one thing that I will say is that it took a lot of stone. My mine is pretty expensive down underground, and don't mind the netherite. That was a pain in the half. Also, why is that iron golem up here? Hold up. How did you get up here? And why are you glitching through the corner? But, what are you doing? Hi. I don't know if you're one of mine. I did make a couple iron golems, but I also don't know if he's one that spawned in my village I have down here. You can actually kind of see it. That open area right there is actually my village, and so I have this weird base thing going on. I don't know what that's gonna be. That right there is the village. I need to figure out. He honestly probably walked, like, 'cause I made him over there. I made a few, and then they started spawning anyway, so it didn't really matter. But I guess he found his way all the way over there and started making his way up. No, you gonna join us up here? Cool. So over here you can kind of see how I said the torch should be here all the way down, but I ended up saving space. Whereas you can kind of see how, like, there's dark shadow spots, and I was kind of worried that mobs would start spawning inside the pyramid, and the last thing I need is creepers blowing up my stuff. So here we are. I'm actually gonna go to bed and see how that works. Cool. And if we make our way up here, I have actually only finished this section of the pyramid. The upside down pyramid I thought was going to be really easy to make. I figured it's just a bunch of squares, you just keep going down. And the first part was honestly really difficult, and I was building that flat part. I actually died like twice. That was not fun. And definitely not as fun as grinding for the netherite that I now wear all over my body. that was even more intensive. I actually started off with a diamond pickaxe with efficiency 4 and just kind of called it there and just went strip mining in the nether. I thought about beds, but beds aren't my ideal, you know? So, like, beds are alright as a method if you don't. I totally didn't realize there was a gap here. Well, that's embarrassing. So, anyway, I guess we're going to go back over here. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, so beds and netherite are alright, I guess, if you don't have a good pickaxe. But in my opinion, if you can, like, bear in mind the durability that you're going to put on that pickaxe, like, I would just go ahead and grind away at just mining. You're going to need a good source of XP, or a good source of diamonds, XP to either A, enchant, or mend your pickaxe when you're going strip mining for the netherite, or a good source of like diamonds to just keep making diamond pickaxes. And then you might want a little XP in there just to kind of, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, so you can enchant the pickaxes with efficiency. I will say the villagers do help as far as books go. I do have a efficiency 4 villager. I do like him a lot. A lot of them are actually farmers, and I don't even have that big of a farm. I figured farmers are nice. I do have an iron farm on this mount. It was my first iron farm that I actually made that worked. So, and that took some trial and error because I accidentally built it on an island with caves underneath. So, and they're water caves. They're not even, it's like a small out of the way island that I was like, oh, sure, nothing's gonna happen here. And it ended up causing a lot more problems than I expected. I do like, however, I don't know, I like the iron farm, but I didn't really need it when I built it. I kind of just built it because I was going to build some railroad tracks, and then I never ever did. So now we have a bunch of iron. I think it's like 3 or 4 stacks. So we'll see what happens. I do need a lot more coal because actually I was smelting all of my stone for a while just because I had, like I said, that big mine where I got most of my diamonds from. And now I have a surplus of diamonds now that the new update really has made them more accessible. 118 was pretty good about that. But I've always had really good luck with strip mining just because I mine out extensive areas. And like I said, the whole, if you can afford the durability, just mine everything. It definitely helps to clear out the space. So I haven't had too much trouble in this world. I did just fight the Ender Dragon. I don't have the Elytra just because I haven't gone back. It's like 7,000 blocks away, and I made a nether pathway that I never finished. Partially because I started using the stone bricks over here. I was making it out of stone bricks, and then I realized how much I wanted to do the pyramid, so now I have 2 unfinished projects. I have this one, which is a little bit, yeah, I mean, just look at it. And then I have the one in the nether, which is a little less of a priority, because it's over there. I don't have to look at it. This one, every time I'm playing, I look up and it's not finished. So we are trying to finish that up today. At least get a good chunk of it. Partially, and that's the not part. So this really isn't even going to be a lot of building. I mean, once I finish my inventory with stone, I'll start building. I do need torches though, so that might pose a little bit of a challenge, but thankfully we've got some coal right here for us. I'll save that. I'll just start like whittling down this mountain little bit by little bit, and then when I fill this up, I will start placing some stone, and as I need those torches, I'm gonna go ahead and pick those up. So, I got that stone. Cool. So, I just finished up my last semester of my first year of college. That was interesting. So, I do go to the University of Texas at Austin, and that is, in my opinion, one of the best schools here in Texas. I'm sure others would either disagree or agree. You know, who's to say? Everybody thinks theirs is the best. But I will say UT is the best at accounting. They have been for quite a few number of years, and that is actually what I'm going to school for. I'm going to school to be an accountant. Yay! Which is kind of annoying, the amount of flack I get for that. And I think it's just because the stigma around that is that it's boring, which I'll admit it kind of is. It's not necessarily the funnest job you can have, especially because it's mostly desk work. I think that's my general understanding of the occupation. I'm throwing thousands of dollars at for 4 years. I think I have a general understanding of what I'm going to be doing. I've had a lot of fun in the classes. Most of them are math based, but some of them are computer based, and you do have to do a little bit of programming. It's not like C++ or anything. It's not Java or anything else like that. It's not like Python. But it is a little bit of programming with what is it called? I'm trying to think. We had to download a program for it, and we were basically programming math, which don't ask me, but computers not be all smart that times. So yeah, what I said. Computers not always be that smart. So they were usually required. It's like a calculator, Like in high school, I was wondering why we couldn't have calculators, and they're like, no, because a calculator, you won't always have one. And I'm like, no, this isn't the 80s. We literally have phones. But whatever. To the point where when I was in high school, and if we didn't have a calculator, we just downloaded the little apps for the calculator, like the TI-84 apps. That was always fun. But really, it's not the calculator, it's the person who uses it. Half the buttons, I saw a meme quite a while ago. It was you unlock more buttons as you learn math. So, kind of incentive to learn math is you know how to use the calculator properly. I actually haven't used the calculator in a good minute. I used it my first semester for basic math. I would forget multiplication. Be I don't know this. I don't know what 2 times 2 is. Thought it was 4, but it might be 5. So I did have to use it a couple times for simple stuff that like square roots. You don't know those off the top of your head. If you do, props to you. But I did have a lot of fun. Really, just I don't know, going through those classes. I did have an interesting class that was called MAN, MAN 101. Now it's not what you think. It was actually management. So it was a management class that really it was all about decision making. If you're running a business or if you're involved in a business, what are the right decisions to make? And, in certain situations like hiring people, or what to look for in hiring someone, or which way should you take a business. And that class was interesting, and I think not because of the content as much as the people. I met a great guy that I won't mention on this video, but he is the coolest. Got the shaggiest of hair that just flows, man. He got golden retriever energy. It's got the coolest. He's got the coolest skateboard ever. It's electric, and he uses that thing every single day. He would take that to class and then just leave it at the front, and he would ride it off. Our actual room was in an upstairs, the 3rd story of one of our buildings, and it was pretty cool because one time he took it up there and we're like, you should take it down the stairs, and he thought about it. He didn't actually do it, but he thought about it. So anyway, so yeah, that was management 101. Now I just finished up taking a course called business. It's BA 101, but it's a business administration class. That was all about leadership, and that one was really cool. It was a career planning class. That's the full title is leadership and career planning, or something like that. And that class really was all just about resumes and offers, and when you're going into a job and doing interviews. So we did quite a number of mock interviews for fake jobs that we picked out, and a lot of those were assignments. So I had a lot of fun. That one was really interesting because it really put my resume to the test. Because coming out of high school, I thought I had my resume pretty much on lock. I'd used it for a lot of scholarships and really kind of thought I had it down. I spent a lot of time on it. But then you get to college and you realize that literally everything on your resume is BS, and you got to reword everything. There's a whole new format you can try, and I gained a lot from it because I actually applied for another scholarship, and then I also applied for a a national conference with the scholarship program. So that one is pretty cool, and they asked me to send them my newest or my most recent resume. I'll send me out of here because this creepers are freaking me out. So I went ahead and I sent them my resume that I made during my course this last semester. So spring of 2022. I'm actually taking summer classes this summer. I think I'm taking a history class. I should know more, but I honestly wasn't paying attention. There's a witch over there. Yeah, nah, I'm good. I should know more, but I didn't really like register for my classes like by myself. I had my course planner type. What's it called? Degree. Honestly, I'm trying to think of the name. Advisor. I had my academic advisor. There we go. That's the word for it. I had my academic advisor go ahead and help me with that. So honestly, it was me talking with her a bunch and not actually paying attention, and her telling me that, oh hey, this is the course you'll take, and I was like and then like just nodding. That was about it. So I probably should have done a little bit more paying attention. I think I'm taking like a lot of like quote unquote elective courses next semester. So I think one of them's like an arts and appreciation type course, like a visual and audio, like visual arts course. So we'll see how that goes. A lot of it is just like looking forward to the future, you know. And I've been having a real problem with like finding stuff to do. Like even now, like I'm recording this video and I really haven't gotten too much motivation to do that, you know. And like even sitting down and talking, like it feels nice to do now that I'm actually doing it. But in the meantime, it was kind of a challenge to, you know, get the energy up to start doing that. And I guess it's just because now that I've finished with all my courses, I finished all my finals, and story there about my finals. I think I finally found some free time to start doing stuff, and then I don't obviously want to do any of it. And I feel like that's the weirdest like contradiction that I've had, is that I have all this free time and all the things that I was putting off I can now do, like streaming and playing, you know, Minecraft for hours on end, building dumb things. I think that there is a lot of potential there, but I really need to figure that out for myself, is getting the motivation to do stuff. When I'm not working, it's kind of hard, and even then when I'm on the job I want to do other things, and the moment I get off it's like, nah, I don't want to do them no more. And so I've been grinding on Rocket League for a while. That's a fun game that I've been playing for quite a number of years, playing since 2016, but I haven't been able to like play in my full capacity with good internet until I moved to Austin, here in the big old city. They got the good internet. What can I say? I grew up in a middle of nowhere town, so over here there's definitely a lot better connection, and with that better ping. And even like games like this, like they used to lag, and now that I have a PC, I used to play on PlayStation for a while, and I started with the PlayStation 1 that my dad had, and then I went on to PlayStation 2, and then I got an Xbox 360, and Xbox 360 was the first time I ever played Minecraft, so that was fun. I always wanted to do you know, like a playthrough now, but my Xbox 360 kind of quit working, and that was sad. I got the red ring of death like once, and I got super freaked out, and that's before I knew what it was, which is, it's super funny. And I remember seeing it and I was so freaked out. I was like, what is it doing? What is it doing? I ended up like unplugging everything from my TV. So, yeah. What was it talking about? Oh yeah. So my finals. So I ended up taking my nutrition final, and that one was pretty fun. That was one of my courses I took, and that one was an entirely online course, which I don't know about most people, but most of my classes were online, even though, it's 2022 and we're coming out of the pandemic for a lot of areas, especially here in Texas, where there's kind of a no shits given kind of attitude in most places, unless it's like a government building or like a hospital. There's not really a lot of shits given about like anything really. Like, people just go out and do stuff now, or you have to have like your vaccine, or you have to have your vaccine card or take a COVID test. A lot of that's been pretty normalized as far as that goes, but the nutrition final was online, and so I went ahead and took that. That one I finished in like 40 minutes, I think. It was like a 2-hour test, which not a good thing if you're taking a final for a course that is worth a lot of your grade. But I think the worst part was that wasn't the only final I took. So I ended up making, I think, like an 80 something on that final, and that one was fun. But I think nutrition was where I learned a lot, because my eating habits, like I said, like college, I don't know what to do half the time, and half the time I'm hungry. So when I'm not doing anything, I'm trying to eat, but I'm also too lazy to eat. So my health there has been steadily declining. I love it, but it is what it is. So I've been really just trying to eat more, and that's been coming at a cost, because I don't actually have groceries right now. I live in an apartment, so I actually live and work at the same apartment that I work for. I won't mention it just because one day it's going to come back to haunt me. But I work as a leasing agent, and I also live at the place I work at. So I've been enjoying. I didn't mean to destroy that. I'll go ahead and just place that with this other one. How about that? Cool. Oh, cool. We're almost actually filled up on our inventory with the stone. So I've been not eating, and here in Austin there's lots of food, but driving is so bad. I like driving a lot, but driving through Austin as a city is the worst. Like, absolutely the worst. People don't know how to drive, and I think it's because so many people come from out of state, or they're coming from a situation where they're not used to it. And a big example would be like people that come from Houston know how to drive here in Austin a little bit. And I think it's just because Houston traffic, it's a big city too. People know how to drive in that. Now, you got the people that don't ever drive, and they're used to driving in like small suburban areas with like stop signs. And it's like, no. Here in Austin, we got bike lanes, we have like 4-lane roads, and all of it is like 50 miles an hour, but nobody listens to that. They're like, you got some people flying 80, you got some people flying, at like 50, which they're going speed limit, but they're still kind of going fast. They're passing people, but like they stay in front of you. And then you got the grannies. They're like going 30 or under. I say granny, but like old people or like just slow drivers. And I used to be a slow driver. I'm usually a slow driver with like people I don't know that are riding with me, because obviously I don't want to like freak them out. But I've been having a good time not driving, and with that I've been like Uber eating and door dashing and just Grubhubbing all of the food that I can possibly get my hands on. A lot of it is like I've been eating a lot of sushi, which is not an economically viable situation to be in, because sushi be expensive, like more than I think it's worth, but it's delicious, so I order it anyway. And I try not to get as much fast food from like Grubhub and stuff, just because like if I'm gonna pay for delivery, I might as well pay for quality food, and I can always get cheap food whenever I drive home. I live about 2.5 hours away, so I drive home pretty often when I get a chance. So most of my driving's done when I'm leaving the place. I don't necessarily. Cool. I have like 4 more blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. And we are stacked up, so we can go ahead and make some bricks. And so yeah. stuff. Yeah, food has been an interesting topic for discussion between me and like my friends and my family. Like they know I don't eat, which is not something you want to be known for. But I don't eat, and I don't think it's like eating disorder, but it's definitely like negligence to like my own well-being. So recently I've been trying to eat at least 2 meals. Today I hit 3, so I was actually really happy. And I guess 2.5, because I ordered breakfast this morning from IHOP, which if you don't know, like IHOP be smacking at when you order it ahead, because it got delivered here like as I came into work, which is the best feeling ever, just getting to your job and there's food there for you. So I actually had a hash brown and eggs and bacon, and that was honestly really good. It was so delicious having that at 10 o'clock this morning that I actually also had pancakes, but right, so those are like high protein pancakes, I guess, that IHOP's like advertising or selling or something. Not exactly sure on what exactly that is. Also, we can go ahead and shoot torches. Sure, cool. I could have just probably switched my inventory for that, but I needed to get here anyway worked out. So, yeah, getting the pancakes was cool, but I was already really full from like the 2 eggs, 4 pieces of bacon, order hash browns that I kind of just saved it, and I got off work around 2, so I ate that around 1:15, 1:30 area. So I ate around 10, then I ate around 1:30, and then right around 6:30, 7:30, I want to say 7, I ate some ramen, which is like the stereotypical college food, and I've been putting it off for the whole past year, academic year at least, and it's been nice. I like not having to like worry about the food since it's there. I just heat it up and call it a day. It's really salty, I'm not gonna lie. Like, eating ramen is not good for you. Like if that was your everyday meal. But I've only had 2 packages this year, and like in 2022, and I've had 3 since I've moved to Austin, and 2 of those ramens were this week actually. One was like 1 week that I moved here, and I didn't have groceries, and all I had was a bowl and some ramen and a fork. So that's what I did. I made some ramen in the microwave and called it a day. I do eat the chicken ramen. That's the go-to. The shrimp one's alright. The beef one is okay. But chicken is classic. You gotta go with the chicken. I've seen a lot of people like do really cool stuff with ramen, and I'm not talented enough to do that, so not even gonna try. But yeah, I've had ramen 3 times since I moved to the big old city, and I have a whole case of it. I bought a whole case from like Costco or like Walmart or somewhere, and I bought a whole case, and I did not touch it. And the weird thing is that it was totally worth it, because now I have food. I also like making like those instant pastas, like a little bit more fancy than, like I guess your typical like noodle. So that's been, again, like I said, like eating has been nice. I like to eat. Food's good. I like food. Food is nice. Free food is even better. But speaking of free food, so my boss ordered sushi for all of us. So when you're leasing property, you pretty much are going for like some kind of occupancy of like how much space you have, right? So I guess like think of it like villagers, right? Like so you have beds, you kind of want each villager to have its bed, and if you have empty beds, you want more villagers to fill those. So especially like village farms, right? So you make more beds, you fill those up. Well, the apartment I work for has like 400 and something beds, right? It's a lot of beds, and we actually lease by the bedroom. So, okay, thought I had my bricks out. Cool. We actually lease by the bedroom, which means that I'm gonna start right here, so I can just switch this all the way up. We lease by the bedroom, so we have 400 and something beds, and then maybe like 200 units or something like that. So the ratio of like beds to units is about 2, but I think it's just because we have like individual apartments. Like if you wanted to live by yourself, you can do that. But then we also have like apartments that go all the way up to like 5 bedroom, 5 bath, which are absolutely insane. But you're talking about the city, so they're small. And people pay thousands of dollars for that. Like even myself, I pay like a grand and some change for my apartment each month, and it's absolutely insane. I don't know why I'm lagging a little bit. It's not nice. Drop down. Cool. If I fall because I'm lagging, I'm gonna cry. Oh goodness. I'm just gonna spin until it smooths out. Cool. Alright. I don't know why that worked, but it worked. So I'm not gonna ask questions. So yeah, I work for an apartment, right? And it's got so many beds on the property. And when you're budgeting for the next year, you have like a certain idea of how many of those rooms are actually going to be rented out. And we actually hit our goal. Our goal is to get 95% of all the beds leased out for next year. And so what we do is we pre-lease them. So so you'll come, you'll be like, I'm going to lease here next year. And so you'll come, you'll take a tour or something, you'll talk to us, you'll ask questions, I'll answer those. And if you decide to live here, you go ahead and you apply. And once you apply, we do like a credit check and check your application. And then after that, we send you a lease and you sign that lease, and that's pretty much all it is. It's actually like crazy simple to get yourself legally in debt, which I think is like absolutely insane, because like these are like teenagers, like most of them, or like young adults that yeah, they're all young adults, because I don't think there's any 14-year-olds that are signing leases. So basically it's a lot of teenagers slash young adults that are signing these leases, and they're just expected to pay thousands of dollars. And I think that's the point of like the credit checks, is that you have some form of accountability. It's like we can prove that you know how to pay money, which it's nice if you have some form of credit history, but if you don't, you're stuck like co-signing with someone. And so what that means is like you have like a mom or dad or like your grandparent or a really, really good friend that signs with you that says, I can help pay in the event that this person does not pay. So anyway, we got like 95% of the building filled up, and they went through that whole process either by themselves or with someone, and we popped champagne. That was a great feeling, like accomplishment as a team. We have a small team. I think it's like 8 people, and that includes our maintenance, our cleaning, and that's also includes our managers, and then of course us, the leasing agents. And so pretty small team actually. There's only like half of that 8 is actually the leasing team, and the other half are the managers and stuff like that. So pretty small team, and with that, lots of great rewards. We drank 4 bottles of champagne, which I'm not gonna lie, that was the best feeling in the world, was getting to drink champagne and celebrate. And I definitely played some music with there, some Post Malone, and I had a really good time. And I think the biggest part of that was that I had worked all year, so I actually started this job when I moved here, and so I was actually living in the apartment before I started working here. And I took a tour, did the whole process, and then in my own way, I went through my process. And then I think about 1 month into living here, they sent out a mass email saying that they were hiring. So sure enough, I went ahead and applied with that resume that I originally had from high school. And now I wish I had my new resume, just because it's so much nicer in a way that I don't know. I feel like it would have been better. I still got the job either way, so I don't think it really matters. But I had a really good time with. Oh, I just missed that plot. With that, so also I'm gonna count this because I don't want this to be too dead spots in it. So that's been a fun part of my life recently. Has been getting to accomplish that, a work goal, you know, because it's, you accomplish a lot of academic goals in your life, or at least you try to, try and get that A honor roll or B honor roll or just pass, for most of us, we're just trying to pass, and which is something I realized in college, that a lot of my goals are academics, like I need to pass this test, or I need to get 100 on this assignment, or I need to just pass this assignment, or I need to read this book, or I need to read this article or journal or textbook, or I need to study. There's like goal-orientated academic stuff. And there's a lot of life goals, like, I guess if you're like older, like you're planning something like a wedding or maybe a baby shower or like those types of goals. And I guess like birthdays are cool. Like, yeah, you can plan birthdays, or you can plan some form of what's it called? What are some life goals that, I guess if you're going out and living life, like you're doing cool stuff, that works. I could see that as working as like a life goal. But a lot of it was really spent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A lot of it's just spent like busy work, like you're just doing stuff to get through the next day. And cool, churches are. And I found that, finding little things to be proud of, like something like work, was really interesting for myself, because I don't really have a lot of those that happen. So, also, I need to get another drink. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab a drink. We'll see. Hopefully I don't. Sun rising? Yeah, sun's rising. I worked that whole night. Interesting. I guess that's what helps with sleeping once, and then you have to worry about phantoms. I'm gonna grab a drink real quick. I'll be right back. Cool. And yeah, also I'm gonna be really upset. I'm gonna check this real quick. Cool. I had to check and make sure that my mic was on the whole time. I didn't want to get like talking for hours, and that would have been embarrassing. So we had a little bit decent a chunk of this actually. I'm using my keyboard now, but I actually do play it with controller. It's a little bit easier. So all right, let me go ahead and open up. I got a creamy chocolate ready to drink meal. It's called Soylent. Soylent. It's got 20 grams of plant protein and 39 essential nutrients. It's I guess it's a protein shake, I guess. It's got 24 grams of fat. It's got a good solid 36 carbohydrates, which is weird because dietary fiber is 3 grams and total sugars is, so out of those total carbohydrates, only 1 gram of those 36 is sugar, and that's added. So 1 gram of added sugar to this whole thing. It's actually really good. I got it from my boss. My boss had like a whole box of them, and they're like, hey, I'm her fiance. My boss, female boss. She's great. Actually, both of my bosses. I have one male manager, and he's awesome. But two of my higher ups are young ladies, and they're amazing. And her fiance, they're actually getting married this summer, was in California. Which is pretty freaking awesome. She was like, hey, my fiance and me don't really want these, we're trying to lose weight for the wedding, and so we don't really need to be bulking up, but we know that you're trying to, so, and especially like I mentioned, the eating stuff, so they gave me a bunch of these. So I've already had 3 meals today, and it is 4 o'clock in the morning, so that's fun. And let's see, I like to shake up my shakes just to kind of, I don't know, get it moving. I don't know. A lot of people, it has like a little foam on top. I forgot. I only had like one of these, and then I think I threw it away. I was like tired when I drank it, and so they're pretty good. They're all right. I will say that could be a little better. It's a little thick, I think it's just because it is a protein shake. But yeah, I'm gonna take a big gulp of this. Yeah, that's good. Ice cold too. I have a little mini fridge, and when I first moved in, I like stocked that thing full of like monsters. That was a bad idea. Mostly because I was just drinking so many of them. Energy drinks are a big problem for me. Like, I'm not addicted, but I will say I am dependent. Like if I don't have it, I'm like, I just feel bad. Like I don't go on like a buying spree where I'm like, I need one. But also like my job, being a leasing agent, we do like tours. And with that, we do a lot of like, we like to sell the place, you know, like we're really trying to like show off the place. And so with that, like our model apartment actually has like snacks and drinks in there. And some of those drinks for like the first semester were like just Red Bulls. So I'd go up there and I have access to that, and we all do. So we will like, hey, do you want anything from up there? And we're like, nah. Or we're like, yeah, give me this. Or I want that. Thanks. Appreciate it. And I would go up there, and every time I went up there, I'd grab a Red Bull. And, you know, I go up there like a couple times a day. If I had one, I tried to keep it down to one energy drink a day, or at least 2 times a day, and like separate them by quite a few hours. So like I'll have one in the morning, and I'll have one like right now at 4 o'clock in the morning. I had a bubbler, which is actually a sparkling water with caffeine in it, but like an actual like Red Bull or Monster would be like something I have like in the evening if I know I'm gonna be up, so that caffeine hits later. Which I believe caffeine has a half-life of 6 hours. So like in 6 hours you have half the amount of caffeine in your body as you started with. So by the time 12 hours have hit, you have a quarter. And then after like you go, like it would take a full day, and even then you'd have like, I don't know, like one. So 6 hours is 4 times in a day. 4 times 1/2 would be like 1/8. So you'd have an eighth of the caffeine. I don't feel like that's enough to actually do anything with. I don't know. It depends on like body type and like your IVM or whatever. Which, I don't know. Dependent on the person. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. So, depending on who you are and what it does to you, you know, I guess that amount of caffeine really does. I guess I should probably. I've been sitting here talking and drinking my shake and staring at this. I don't know. I need to take off the thing, the little buttons on the left and right, but oh well. One thing I've noticed is that foxes actually spawn up here, which is interesting. I need to figure out what I should do there. And yeah, let me go ahead and use these bots real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6. 1. I don't know what I'm counting as 6 is now. I think it was the caffeine thing. Oh well. I actually spent a lot of time on that wall with using the Deep Slate, which I remember used to be called Grimstone when that first came out, which I got used to Grimstone and then immediately got used to Deep Slate. It stuck in my head for a while. I was calling it Grimstone, and now that I mentioned it now for the first time in months, I'm probably going to accidentally call it Grimstone. But Deep Slate was probably one of my favorite blocks. It's definitely got some worth to it as a building block just because it's a darker stone type. Before that, I guess you had, the nether brick, which the nether brick is nice. It's just got this nice red, like, kind of hue to it that I haven't really enjoyed too much in like overworld builds, unless you're building like a fortress over here, which is definitely its own style, but building out of stone that's a little bit darker allows you to and there's a lot of variance for it that I think it gives it a lot of value as a block that you don't normally get from like stone. Like stone has cobblestone, regular stone, and then this, whereas Deep Slate has like the tile version or the brick version or the cobbled version or the regular version, or there's so much more you can do with or like the smooth version. Yeah, that's what I'm forgetting. And I think that that block is probably one of my favorites. So I've been using it a little bit more. That really just took a long time to get that wall. When I first started, you can actually see that map. If you go back to that, you can actually see the map where it kind of shows the outline of the entire place. So I used a lot of bricks, which also I got a lot from my mine, like I mentioned. I actually have a surplus of iron and gold and diamonds. I'm at a point where I've pretty much beaten everything in this world. The wither 3 times. I actually have 3 beacons, which was a challenge in and of itself. Those are actually kept right over there in that circle thing, something like that. Yeah. I actually made that entirely out of copper, and I'm not exactly sure what I wanted for it. I actually wanted it to be like the center and be a beacon. Thought it'd be pretty cool. Actually, I have bamboo growing around it because I needed some bamboo, so then I started a little bamboo farm around it, which looked pretty cool, but then I realized it wasn't the center of the world. And over there, I used to have a jungle, which actually you can see that little like platform that's sticking out over there, kind of like this. Kind of looks like the handle to like a sword or something, like a pickaxe. It looks like the bottom part of one of these, the stick part, yeah. And I really just had to remove it because when I started building the pyramid, it was in the way. Jungle trees are pretty tall. I don't know. Yeah, they're pretty tall, and over there's the low part, so kind of conflicted, which is also what's the whole problem with the mountain is I gotta do that. So I've been taking my time removing stuff and getting on here when I can and getting off work and doing that. So it's been interesting. I need to figure out and spread out some of my stuff. I think I'm gonna build a giant like opening or space around this. With that, you can also see a little bit of flatness over there. I was down there earlier. I need to remove this river, or at least over there I need to, because this water goes all the way around, and I think honestly it might just be mountains from here on out. But this thing is gonna go far. So you can kind of see the distance between here, and you can almost see the corner over there. That little thing going up is about like 50 out of the 150. So each corner is actually at 150 in some variation of the negative or positive on the Z and the X, the X axis of the world. So I'm gonna put some torches and get those set right here. Okay, I'm not quite there yet. So, but yeah. Also, foxes have got to be one of the most annoying mobs that are passive. They're more like anti-passive, I guess, because they're not necessarily hostile. They don't hurt you, but they are definitely known to take your stuff. So, yeah, I've been playing this world a lot. That was actually my first house, and then I built like a moat around it, and you can tell where it just goes up, right? The little platform it's on. I actually lowered this entire area and did a similar thing right here what I'm doing with the torches, but I did it down there like every 7th block, so there's actually 6 blocks in between each, and I don't know if I like that pattern more because it is less torches, I guess, over time, but I really like what I did up there, where all those lines actually are where torches are going to have to go based on this pattern. So you can kind of see where this lines up perfectly, and then this right here lines up. Oh, what? Oh yeah, that's right. I skipped this, and then it goes up. That's what I was talking about earlier over there. Was that I skip a row up there because there's a little bit more space for light to travel. Whereas like every time I build, you can kind of see how it darkens a little bit. So let's just try and get all this stone laid out. There we go. Cool. I'm also really tired. I didn't think I was gonna be this tired. It is like I said, 4 a.m. in the morning. Not the ideal time to be up doing this. Probably should do this during the day, but it is like super quiet. I actually I have a window that faces downtown in my room, so that sun rises and sets, and I get a really cool view of the city as it does that. And part of that is I wake up at the crack of dawn sometimes. I guess on a normal night's sleep, yeah. Which normal, I guess, would mean like going to bed after 10 and before 1 o'clock in the morning. And recently I have not been sticking to that at all. A lot of my sleep has been catching up. I was late to work like 3 times last week, which is not fun. Not fun at all. Especially when you're known for being early. My boss actually thought I was like murdered or something because something is not right if I'm late. And I was late every single day. The first time, definitely thought I was murdered. The second time was like, what's going on? The third time was like, really? And then of course, like today I came into work and I was super early. I was super early, like 30 minutes early. And that was nice. And I think I was down there because I knew my food was going to come. So I went downstairs and got everything situated in about 15 minutes in. You know, still 15 minutes early at that point. My food came, which gave me some time to eat and do all that. Get myself ready for the day. So, definitely not complaining. But yeah. Oh, yeah. I think the biggest problem I had with this world was not just flattening this whole area, but like, I also have like little farms, right? So, I have some pigs over there, some cows, some sheep, some chickens, and what happened was there was a bug where, ow, fudge, I totally just hit my hand on my desk, ow, that hurt. So, part of that was, part of the bug was that if you had like friendly mobs, I guess, like mobs didn't save with the file, like if you exited and saved, it would delete the mobs, which I don't get a lot. I don't get it, but obviously I don't make Minecraft, so I don't know what went wrong. They fixed it, but I actually lost a mending villager, which I had used to get mending on everything, including my armor and stuff. So that was a sad day when I came and all my stuff was gone. Including my dogs, my cats, my villagers, all my animals. That pen right there is just a sad cow pen now. There's like 1, maybe 2. I got a cow in there named Moo Moo. I lost Benjamin and Samantha. Those are my cats. And I lost my parrots, which reminds me, I need to go back to my jungle. I actually got, oh man, I didn't realize. Okay. Cool. I didn't realize that I'd accidentally, and I saw it, and then I didn't ever fix it. I was gonna get it back on the way down. Over there in that direction, past this spruce, is actually a small jungle. It's actually a bamboo jungle, and then like a normal jungle, which worked out in my favor. Also, he can't get to me, right? Yeah, he can't get to me. With that, what was I talking about? Creeper, stone. Oh yeah, the jungle. I lost my parrots. Yeah. So I didn't actually get to name my parrots before that happened. And I actually already named the cats, which proves that name tags didn't do anything for me in that situation. So it is what it is. I don't know if honestly, I like building this part, so if I accidentally fall when I'm up there, I don't hit like ground, even though water's down here, but like, I've died too often. I've died absolutely way too often up here, which is really embarrassing to say, because like, just don't, I guess is the attitude there, but why am I building this out so far? That's not what I meant to do. I meant to like stop it here, but we'll see. Where is it? 72, 70, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait. Yep. Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. There. I actually used up all my torches, so that's not good. I still have a little bit of stone left. I'll go ahead and just work on one of these like weird lanes. Or actually, no, I'll go up there and I'll start filling in these spaces up here. I try to not place blocks that don't have light on them, just because, like I mentioned, there is too many things that can go wrong. Partially falling, and then also creepers and like skeletons are the absolute worst. They can just no scope me. I have a big problem with skeletons, which is why this has Smite 5, because we love killing them undead mobs. So, but overall, I've been having weird dreams too. That's been interesting. There is like a line that doesn't get crossed with dreams, and then there's some that are just like really out there. And I had one of those. Also, my eyes are getting tired. So once I finish up this this last stack of stone, which I got a few left, I'll go ahead and call it there. But I haven't really had too much luck with not dying to skeletons. And when they do spawn, they like were spawning up there in the corner before I had light, and this was it was a challenge to spawn proof that entire area. So we'll see what happens. So, yeah. Cool. And jumped out. And so now we've officially connected a little bit more up here. I'll go ahead and do another layer. So yeah, I'm so tired. I've been up since 7 o'clock this morning, and then I went to bed and woke up at 8, and then went to bed and woke up at 9. So like that double, triple sleep, oh, it's the worst. Because then at that point you're comfortable again, and you don't want to do anything. So that was fun today. So anyway, I took down most of that mountain, and we ended up getting some big progress on this little pyramid part. I mean, every block counts. I actually did the math, and 300 by 300 is like, what, 90,000 blocks. So if I'm building this entire area, and every time it goes down, you just gotta multiply the side by side, and then we also gotta mention depth, right? So I guess depth would just be this entire space. Oh, there they go. There's the yawns. So is there one? Stone. I yawned. It really threw me off for a loop. If it was important, I'll remember it. So yeah. I had a big problem getting stone when I first started this, and that was because, like I mentioned a lot earlier, I used it to reach the nether, the portal, the end portal. I used a lot of stone bricks to wall the inside of the thing. Also, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take another drink. Stretch out. Yeah, I'm tired. I'm gonna finish up this 12, and I'll go downstairs. I'll sit downstairs. Technically stairs. They go up, they go down, but I don't know what they're called, stairs. Bottom of the pyramid. Let's see. We'll go ahead and MLG Pro this. Oh shit. Ooh, that was almost close. That was really bad. That was really bad. But we're kind of filling it in. I like it. We start off with just that small trail. We get some blocks left over, and we're on our way. So I actually cut off most of this dirt right here, and I needed the same thing in all the sections, because honestly, switching between your pickaxe and your shovel can be a little, I guess, I don't want to say like annoying, but definitely not worth your time if you can just get it all at once. So yeah, I've been doing that. So honestly, I love how this looks. Oh, yawn again. So I actually fell inside of this. Now you're probably wondering what this is. This is my villager converter. So when on my, like, really close to my house, like Hostas, right there. I actually have a zombie spawner right next to the surface, which is great if you're trying to farm XP, but even better for getting zombie villagers. So what I do is they can only walk through the center, I'd lead it and then close it off, and then do it here where I close it off. And then I have these here so I can lock each zombie villager. And I can actually cure 3 at a time with 1 splash potion of weakness and 3 gold apples. So, you know, you need the gold apples, you need splash. But, you know, I'll give you a little quick tour real quick. Get over here. That, which, honestly, love the redstone. Some blue campfires, real bougie up in here. And then sugarcane farm. This is that copper thing I was talking about. And then I got this right here. And you can see the dragon egg. So there's that. And then I have this right here. And this right here is my favorite block in the whole wide world. That right there is a block of netherite. So I love it. I absolutely love it. So, and well, you can see right here. You can see a little outline of the map, and it's got like this gray dot all the way around. That's actually the wall. You can actually really see it right there where my cursor is. So it actually hits right there in the little water. I'll have to finish that up, but we'll see what happens. So anyway, I'm tired. It's been a minute since I've gone to bed. I will go ahead. I'm gonna resume this maybe tomorrow. I'll see, but otherwise, I just really wanted to get some content out there that was a little bit different. And if you liked it, remember to leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more content. And you know, everything else. I'm definitely, since I'm starting out, you know, you want to catch this bandwagon before it starts. It's just it's more like a solo, like red wagon. Not, you know, like the one you can pull around like a toddler. Yeah, that's me. I'm the toddler, and I'm pulling this channel. Like you know, I think I'm doing something cool, but no, you're not that good. So, if you liked it, don't remember, like I said, leave a like. I'll feel happy. It'll make my day. And if you know me, definitely leave a like. No free vids, man. Can't be watching that. I almost fell asleep with my eyes closed. I just kept talking. So, yeah. Other than that, I think that's pretty much it. We made good progress on that corner part. So, yeah. Maybe next time I'll do a tour. I'll do like a tour or something of the world real quick. But I want to get the elytra so I can do that a little bit faster. But you can kind of see where everything is over here. See that jungle? You can also see that jungle that used to be right over there. It's no longer there. So, anyway. Alright, well that is all I have for you today. So, I'm going to go ahead and hit the hay. It's like almost 4:30, so I've got to be so tired. I've almost been up for 24 hours. I'm going to sleep until like noon, which not surprising. So, anyway. With that, enjoy the rest of your day, and bye.